Okay, Ben, so we've got a brand new table here. What do you do to it then to set it up so it's ready to play? Firstly,
what a unique, lovely looking garland. I've never seen one in all my years. This is really, really pretty, and it's a shame that I'm going to make it dirty by playing on it. But anyway, first thing I want to do is I want to make the rods nice and loose. So we've got a brand new table. I can't emphasise, this has just come out of the box. We've taken out the cardboard. Now the rods are a little bit stiff. Now that's because they pick up dust in the factory. It's plastic bearings inside on a metal rod. So although it runs nicely this way, it doesn't run so smooth that way. Now that's nothing to do with Garlando, that's every table. The only way you can remedy this is by getting a little bit of silicone lube, available from Home Leisure. And what we can do is just put a little bit, when I say a little bit, I'm talking a tiny amount here. So get some out here, just that much is plenty. And all I'm going to do is work it through the table like this, and straight away you can hear the noise is gone. The noise is much different. Okay, so if you listen to that as opposed to,
that's a big difference, isn't it?
Yeah. So if I get the microphone right there, as opposed to, it's a very different noise we're getting through the table, and that's simply a little bit of silicone lube has made the table much smoother. A tiny bit, and again, this is a really little amount. If we're using a telescopic rod like this one, just a tiny amount there, and again, that'll work its way in and out the rod. If we're using a through-rodded table, you put a bit on both sides, like we have done on this outside one here. So that table, that will lube up nicely, undo all the rods. Again, you don't have to be worried about being an expert on this, it's just a little bit, there we go, just a little bit there, and straight away that noise is already gone. Okay, do a little bit over here, because it will catch on this side of the rod as well. Just do a little bit on there, and away we go. So I'd do that on all 8 of the rods. I'm not going to do that now for the length of the video. What I'm going to do now is show you how best to level a table. So I want to come around here, and people think, oh, how do I level a table? Do I do it like that and wait for someone else to help me? Well, there's one way you can do it on your own. Simply take a knee, we come in here, one knee down here for stability, one knee under the table, and all I'm going to do is just lift up. It's easy to do this. I'm not a particularly big, strong guy. That's easy. All I can do then is using my other hand, I can wind the legs up or down, depending where it needs to be to level it. The last thing I'm going to do is put some wraps on. Before you do that, just explain in terms of, would you use a spirit level, or how would you work out how to get the Do you want me to go back down here and come up?
Yeah, if you want.
Okay, so we understand how to do it. But what do we look for in a level? Now, you can use a spirit level on the surface. That'll give you a fairly good guide, but most professional table football players will level it by eye. We want to see if the ball runs straight. So if I do this, okay, the ball's rolling a little bit that way. Let's check that, make sure I'm not mistaken. The ball's rolling a little bit that way and seems to be going down to that corner. So all I'm simply going to do is come across, using the technique from before, and just put the level up. Make sure it's still balanced, which it is, which would show me really, my guess was right.
Okay, so you just keep on doing that.
Yeah, keep on doing that. And every time you move a table, it is going to unlevel itself. But as you can see, I could do all 4 legs, which you wouldn't need to do, in under a minute. Okay, so are we ready to play a game? Well, it depends. For me, I'm not. The handles are brilliant. They're really nice wood inserts, and you get these on most of the tables. They've all got their own type, but I'm going to play hard. I'm going to probably get a little bit sweaty, so I like to add a wrap. These are something you can get as a spare and an accessory. They're just like a very, very thin tennis wrap, but they're very tacky. They're very, very tacky, as you can hear there. So all I'm going to do is simply wrap up the rod like this. And now I've got to get a lot more purchase from this rod here. Put on the little rubber end.
You don't play with gloves or anything like that?
Well, some people do, a lot of people do. When I'm playing on certain tables, I like to wrap one around my wrist so I don't affect it or get it cut. As you can see there, right. That's a nice wrist. This one's got this has got several calluses on and marks, and that's from shooting the snake shot. If you shoot that on certain tables, it can really affect the wrist, and you can cut it. So it's very important that you do take care. This table won't do that to you. It's a bit more gentle. But there are tables like the Leonhardt, which is my home table, that will rip up your wrist. So depending on the type of way you shoot it, as you can see, I've only shot 2 and it's already gone a little bit red straight away.
Right, yeah. Okay.
And I'm ready to play.
Great.
For more foosball videos from Ben Mason, please visit homeleisuredirect.com/foosball.